Hey there guys, and welcome back. On this week's show, we're talking about some lawnmowers. Well, about a year ago, I had some friends of mine, Greg and Betty, visit me from the States. And through the conversation of the day, at some point in time, the conversation turned to lawnmowers. And Greg was telling me about this new lawnmower that he got that was battery powered. And at the time, there was a lot of joking that went on that, it's not a real tool if it's battery powered, not for lawn equipment anyway, it has to be gas, etc., etc. But all kidding aside, by the end of it all, this year, for one reason or another, I needed to purchase a new lawnmower. And I started to think back to that conversation and I considered the battery option. And the more I looked into it, the more I thought that it was actually a good option for me. So what I decided on was the Stihl RMA 510 model. And this show on Alternative Tuesdays is not about that piece of equipment. This is not a review, this is not an unboxing, but rather a discussion about the differences between gas and battery powered. So why don't we start off by heading outside and we'll do a bit of a comparison between the two of them. Well, aside from the obvious being the difference between fuel and battery powered, the biggest difference that comes to mind to me right from the get-go is the sound levels. And if we start up the old John Deere here, you're looking at about just over 90 decibels of sound, and that's at the user level. That's up at your head for that reading. I'm not reading down at the machine. With the battery powered, regardless of your model, it is considerably lower, and you can see that with this one here, I'm around the 77 decibel range. Well, that's fine and dandy, but how does that relate to us? Well, at 60 decibels, this is a normal conversation. So right now I am talking to you. If you were here in this room, I would be talking to you at about a 60 decibel range. As it gets higher, once you hit 85, you are now in the danger zone of risking hearing damage. And with the gas powered being at 90, you can see how that is now above that range, whereas the battery powered unit is below the range of hearing damage. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't wear hearing protection while using it. What it means is there is less of a chance of incurring hearing damage with a battery powered unit with the decibels being at that level than what it is from a gas powered unit. Now for the model that I purchased, it has a 21-inch cut width. And the big thing with a lawnmower is that the storage space, the footprint it takes up is absolutely brutal. It takes a lot of room in your shed. So one of the things that I liked about the Stihl, which kind of sold me on it, now I don't know if this is across the board or if other manufacturers do the same. Some of the ones I looked at did not do it, and this was kind of a selling feature for me, and it was the way that it's stored. So I just want to take you out to the shed and show you the difference between the two. Well, here we have the mess inside my garden shed, and as you can see, space is at a premium. And if I am to roll my gas-powered unit into the shed, well, given the handle and the motor and everything else, that is basically it. I am out of space. There is not much more to be had. The battery unit is a little different, however. The battery powered unit has quick releases on the handles, which allow you to fold the handle forward, which in turn allows you to store the unit upright. And we'll just wheel it into the shed and show you the footprint that it takes up. And you can see that it takes up one little neat space against the wall as opposed to the entire footprint with the handle and the body of the unit. Well, you can see that size-wise, there's really not a big difference between the two. But one of the things that is a huge difference is the weight. The battery-powered one, while most of them on the market, or a lot of them, have a plastic deck, this one has a metal deck, the same as my gas-powered one. However, the difference between the combustion engine and the battery-powered is about 35 pounds. And that's on the lighter side. So the battery-powered unit is 35 pounds lighter than the combustion engine. And while the combustion engine, yes, it is self-propelled, it's still a lot of weight that you gotta lug around. And if you're getting older like me and your back is giving out, that lighter 35 pounds goes a long way to keeping your back feeling a little bit better. Now, one of the other features that I like about this mower is the eco mode. And what that does is it allows the mower to run at full speed when it senses a larger load on the motor. And when it senses that you've got a little lighter cut, it backs off on that power. It backs off on the RPMs and it saves your battery. Whereas with a gas unit, you pull that ripcord, you fire it up, it burns fuel at the exact same rate, regardless of whether or not you're idling or whether or not you're cutting heavy grass. It still burns that fuel. It needs it for the combustion. So not all units can or offer that option, of course, but this one does. Now, for those of you who say, well, I don't want it to decide when I want more power, you can bypass it. It's a flick of a switch and it's done, it's gone, it disappears, and you can run it full tilt and burn your battery. So what about battery life? Well, the way they work is they tell you how many hours it runs, kind of thing. And you know what? How can you really judge it? Depending on how large your lawn is or how small your lawn is or how thick a grass, whether it's running in eco mode or whether it's not, how long does it run? For me personally, out of the battery unit, I get 3 times. I can mow my front and back lawns 3 times before I need to replace the battery. But what happens when you run out? Well, the one thing I like about this one is this. Onboard storage for a second battery. So there is absolutely no delay in whether or not you have a charge. You suddenly don't have to stop your job and run in and charge a battery or keep, oh crap, I can't cut the lawn because the battery isn't charged. I have a spare, it's on board, and it's a quick replacement and away you go. So, how about functions? The functions between the gas and the battery. Well, let's head back outside and have a look. Well, the functions between this one and my gas-powered unit are exactly the same. We have a removable side chute, it has mulching capabilities, and as well, you can bag if you like. And the changes are quick and easy, just as quick and just as easy as what they are on a gas. So the differences between the two as far as their functionality goes, in that regard, there is no difference. I mean, you can change between the functions as quickly as you can on a gas, so you're not really losing anything. I guess it boils down to what about actual performance? And guys, from what I've found in my tests with it, the battery-powered unit works just as well as the gas-powered unit. That DC motor has a lot of torque, and whether the grass was 8 inches high or 3 inches high, the battery-powered motor had absolutely no troubles whatsoever going through it. Whether it was in mulching or whether it was in side ejection or whether it was bagging it, it worked really well. Now, I was kind of torn with that because I really like my gas-powered unit. And now here I am trading it in for a battery that a year ago I made such horrific fun of Greg for owning. And here now I own one and I'm leaning towards, well, right. I'm not leaning. I loved it from day one. So, where do we go from here? I guess it's up to you. This show is not about a review. This show is not about save the environment. This show isn't about to heck with gas, bring on the battery. What this show is about is telling you that technology has changed and the way that things are done have changed. And while there's still a fantastic use out there for gas-powered equipment, and don't get me wrong, I still love my gas-powered equipment, what I'm saying is that battery technology is really increasing. I remember a time years and years ago, 20, 25 years ago, when a battery drill had something like 3 volts to it, and if you could turn 6 screws, you were lucky. And now you've got these crazy batteries that are hammer drill, half-inch chuck, and everybody loves them. So we've come through full circle now, and our gas-powered equipment of the lawns or garden maintenance is now heading towards battery. And I'm here to tell you that it is a viable option. Don't discount it. So, is it for you? Only you can decide that. But look into it. If you're in the market for a new mower and you're done with fiddling around with gas and filling tanks and running out of fuel and starting the motor and the noise and all that other jazz, maybe it's time to look into the batteries. If you're the guy that wants to pull that ripcord and hear that noise and you want to be able to hook neighborhood cats in that thing and throw them 500 yards down the road, then you know what, maybe battery's not for you. Guys, I want to thank you for joining me this week. Something a little different on Alternative Tuesdays, but we've had a lot of fun doing it. Thanks for joining. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Click that bell so you get notifications of future shows. And guys, I hope you're going to join me next week when I bring you yet another Alternative Tuesdays.